think I would highlight three main developments. First, the very high-profile resolution measures that were taken with Banif and all of the follow-up decisions of the BES saga, which is already kind of a saga, which of course have a tremendous impact on the banking sector, on investor perception of Portugal. Then secondly, I think a continuous shift in the economy to alternative sources of funding. We see a lot of interest from debt funds, from people trying to do direct lending into Portugal. So I think that is also a shift that we've seen recently and that I believe is going to increase in the next couple of years. And then thirdly, I think it's definitively banks are moving to deleverage their balance sheets and to sell off a number of legacy assets, distressed assets that they still hold in their they still own in their balance sheets, and which I think they will need to sell. And I think that's also a big development of 2015 and already the earliest month of this year. Obviously, there have been some regulatory actions that have raised concerns, particularly some regulatory actions taken in the context of, again, the BES resolution. There was in 2014 the famous already Oak Finance decision by the Bank of Portugal to retransfer certain notes issued by Oak Finance to the bad bank in BES, and then recently this very high-profile decision by the Bank of Portugal to retransfer senior notes from Novo Banco to BES. I think these have been very high-profile decisions which have impacted directly a number of very important investors in the Portuguese market. And also have impacted the perception of foreign investors on, fundamental issues like stability, rule of law, and I think that is a big concern. I think lawyers have an important role in trying to bridge the gap and try to help rebuilding trust in the Portuguese segment. I think I would highlight that as the main concern that we currently face. I think there are significant opportunities. I would maybe, so of course, picking up on the trends, I think these regulatory actions have raised a very significant level of litigation, regulatory litigation, regulatory enforcement, and I think that presents an important opportunity for lawyers. There's a lot of work to be done there, a lot of important work of advisory and of litigation. Second, I think lawyers have a very important role in assisting this shift in the economy to new models of funding. These new models of funding will require regulatory advice, will require new structures, and I think lawyers have a very important role to play there. Lastly, as an important opportunity I see also for law firms, concerns the regulatory advice, ongoing regulatory advice to clients, and particularly to banking clients. There are very important shifts in the regulatory environment, new directives, new regulations, and I think banks are more willing to take a looking around the corner approach and look in advance to these changes. And I think law firms have an important role to bring knowledge and bring expertise to banks as to what's going to happen in a couple of years' time, and assist banks in modeling their business to adapt to those changes. So I think that's also a very important opportunity that we'll have.